Hey guys, hope y'all are doing well. I'm gonna give y'all a little tour of the workspace today. If you don't know me, my name's Gadban. I'm a music artist with a focus on hip hop and guitar. And most importantly, I'm a follower of the way, the truth, and the life. Yeshua, Messiah. Some of y'all know that I like to live stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday around 8 p.m. Central Time. Friday and Sunday are music. Saturday nights are Bible studies for anybody who'd like to tune in. Hope to see you in the chat sometime. But some of y'all have asked in the live streams what I use for my setup, what I use to put music together and creative process, stuff like that. So I thought it would be cool to give you guys a little tour of the dojo. Here we go. And yes, this is also where I sleep. So here's a little roundabout. There's the workstation. And this is the spot. So to get into more detail, I'll start over here. Like I said, it's where I sleep. It's where I get my Z's. You can see here a nice spread of books that I have yet to read. I've dabbled in a few of them, but I'm a slow reader, so I want to make sure I'm reading scripture first and foremost. But Lord willing, I'll get through them in time as He sees fit. Just so y'all know, for anyone out there who's interested in music production and acoustic treatment of a space, if you're dealing with a cubic room, which most of us are, you really want to treat it about as much as you can. You don't need to fill the walls, obviously, but when you're in a cubic space, sound is just doing this, bouncing from wall to wall. So the more you can dampen, like especially the main surfaces on the walls, that really helps a lot. Otherwise, that's why you see in a lot of professional studios that the walls are irregular, because it enables sound to disperse and dissipate much more quickly. Moving forward, got some instruments here. Here we have a djembe. I love this thing. I haven't been using it a lot lately, but please let me know if y'all would ever like me to implement it in the live streams, because they're so much fun. Especially with like EDM or just high energy music, you just jam to it. You just jam along and it's a blast. I just got to mic it up a little bit differently, so if y'all ever want me to use it in the stream, let me know and I'll set it up so that we can do that. And then on the guitar rack here, we got an Ovation, which was a gift from my pops, and I love this thing. It's a very unique guitar, obviously, but it's versatile. You can plug it in and add effects to it as well. This is it's my only acoustic right now, but even when I had others, it's still like the main one that I would play. And this right here, this is an Ibanez S520EX. I'm not usually great with model numbers, but I love this guitar. This was my main instrument for a long time before I had the PRS that y'all often see in the live streams. I still do play this quite a bit. One of its distinctive factors is that there are no dots or bars on the fretboard. There's just those little slash marks right there, like a critter got at it or something. You don't even know what happened. But I love that guitar. It's nice and light. You can shred on it pretty easily if shredding is a thing you're into. This back here is a hammer dulcimer. I haven't put this to use because it's not in tune. I need to get it tuned up, but it requires a special tool. What you do is you take these here mallets, and these just kind of bounce on the strings, and it makes this beautiful sound. I'm not even going to play it right now because it's so out of tune. It's just going to sound like you're in a horror movie, but I would love to utilize that. Moving forward, I know y'all see this in the stream in the background, and it looks nice. It's got the little dotty dots on the back here, but what it actually is a sound partition. So you got the wood on this side, but in here is all sound treatment. And then I've put together here a bit of a sound vocal booth. So this is probably where I've concentrated most of the foam, but it really does make a nice dampened sound environment in there so that you can control whatever it is you're recording very nicely. And of course the light bar is essential. Right here I got this is my first mic. my first condenser mic, I guess. Got it back in college. It's a MXL V87, and it's got a lovely kind of like gentle light sound to it, but it's still full. I do still use this mic usually in just when I want to record a versatile or like a more diverse set of vocals, just so it sounds thicker and it's not all coming through the same mic. I might still use this mic or just if it sounds better on any given song. And right here, this here is a Paul Reed Smith Sonzera 50, and it packs a wallop. It's so nice. I love this amp. It's got this beautiful like warm tubey sound. It's also got like a natural compression to it and the reverb, everything. I don't use it for live streaming. I use it for live performance. The reason being is with the live stream, I can just plug directly into the interface. It's called DI, direct input. And I'll get into that later, but yes, so this is the live performance piece right here. I got it turned on because I was gonna start rehearsing for a live set pretty soon. Right here is an M Audio 88 key weighted keyboard. And I gotta be honest, guys, it's mostly for decoration, because as much as I would love to use it, it's a bit defective. Not all the keys work properly. I've had it worked on, but it just doesn't work how I would hope that it just doesn't work how you would want, while you're playing. You want everything to be responsive. But I'm hoping I can still get it worked on at some point. If I am going to use a keyboard, I just use this for music production. I'm not much of a keyboardist or pianist. I just use it to put loops together and make music, and it does help a lot. Right here we got a little just in case, just in case. Vox amplifier, take it on the street. I don't know. We'll see what happens. These are the headphones I got here. You guys usually see me wearing these on the live streams. They're both Audio-Technica ATH M50s. These are pretty old though, which is why I bought a new set. But I wear these on the streams because I'm not worried about getting sweaty in them, and they're already pretty aged. Their newer models have a Bluetooth feature, so this one can be wireless. You can also plug a wire in while you're mixing on the computer, whatever it is. Very nice. I love these headphones. I stuck with this model for a reason, because I got no reason to switch it up. Back here is a lyre. It's like a handheld harp, and it sounds lovely. But kind of like the hammer dulcimer, I gotta get that tuned up. That's much easier to tune though, and utilize that for some music as well. Right here we've got your standard issue air filter, and it filters air. Yep. And yes, to answer your question, that is a didgeridoo. I know you were really curious. Yes, it is. And if you don't know what a didgeridoo is, well, let me see if I can demonstrate for you. A didgeridoo is a thing that does this. A little something like that. It's an Aborigine instrument. This one's made of plastic, so it's nothing crazy. I just thought it was so much fun, and I don't even remember where I got it. Unfortunately, the mouthpiece on this one is broken, so if you want to play it, you got to get your hand on it just right to seal up the mouthpiece so it can be played. And that's what you just witnessed. Congratulations. So yes, that is the didgeridoo. Also mostly for decoration, but hey, who knows? Maybe I'll put it to use one day. Up here, I'll keep showing y'all around the room. Up here, we've got a spread of some instruments that I've acquired over the years. I'm a bit of an instrument hoarder, but if it makes music, I'll take it. Might put it to use at some point. We will see. This is yes, that is an accordion, and yes, it does work. Got some harmonicas there, some recorders. There is a flute in that case, a kalimba. And over here is just some gear and cases or boxes of softwares and stuff like that. I got the mirror just in case I ever use the camera on the other side of this phone, just because it's sharper and helps me to see what the camera is seeing, so I'm not pointing it in some random direction. And this is an illustration of Yeshua. My mother drew this in her early 20s, shortly after she had a near-death experience. Need I say more? You can always see him in the eyes. No matter what the skin color, the hairstyle that anybody has drawn of him, the ones that nail it, you can always see him in the eyes. I love that. Moving forward, we got the main workstation. iMac, I forget the exact model, but it's an iMac as the hub of it all. Some Yamaha monitors, Yamaha speakers. These Tascam speakers I don't really use. I got them from a music shop that I worked at in Austin called Straight Music. And they were just getting rid of it, so I was like, sure, I'll take it. So once again, kind of decor, but I do like to have an alternate set of speakers in here because as far as production tips go, if you're ever making a mix, you want it to sound good in any set of speakers. If you can get a mix sounding good in a crappy set of speakers, it'll sound good anywhere. So that's part of the reason for that. And then the interface is a PreSonus Studio 1810. If y'all aren't familiar with interfaces or what they do, this is the device that microphones get plugged into. Basically anything organic that you're trying to record and get into the software. This module here, it basically translates organic sound into a digital signal that you can implement into computer software and manipulate and mix and everything from there. And it's great. It's got 4 inputs. They're hybrid XLR 1/4 inch inputs. So you can see I've got a 1/4 inch here and 3 XLRs. This is also how I get the live streaming going. So in back of this are 2 headphone jacks, one of which are the headphones that I'm wearing, and the other is routed through this little device here called an iRig. And so what this does is it enables the seamless audio to come right out of the headphone jack through this and into the phone. So that way, whatever y'all are hearing on the live stream is exactly what you'd be hearing if you just put on a set of headphones, which is really nice. And showed y'all the keyboard. It's not much to it. It gets the job done. Not weighted keys or anything. This guy, this is a Machina Studio, and I love this thing. I've had it for years, and I still have not utilized this thing to its full potential because it can do so much. It's super versatile. But what I really love about it is how much it actually feels like an instrument. The buttons are touch sensitive. You can load all kinds of sounds into it. It comes with its own sounds as well. But I mainly use it, like if I'm using it in a production process, I tend to gravitate towards it when I'm looking for percussion or percussive elements for a piece of music. And it's just nice because once again, even though I don't have a drum kit in here, I still can play this and kind of catch the groove for what I might be hearing in my mind with drums and percussion. Very, very nice tool. And right here we got the mic that y'all see on the stream. It's an AKG C214. Not much to it. It gets the job done. It's lovely. Sounds beautiful. Very happy with it. I use this. I know I showed y'all another dynamic mic. I use this, condenser mic for most of my recording. This mic has a more chunky, warm, gritty tone to it, and I really like it, particularly with rap vocals and just capturing more of the sonic spectrum of the voice. I love that other mic, but it tends to be a little bit lighter and it doesn't capture as much of the oomph of your voice when recording on it. Just got this hooked up to a arm here, which works wonderfully. I really thank God for this setup because like I said, I've been collecting gear for a while, and these things have just kind of coalesced together over time, and lots of stories I could share there, but very thankful for it. Over here, moving on, we got the guitar set up, and I know y'all see the PRS on the live streams a lot. I love this guitar. I didn't have any intention of getting a Paul Reed Smith. I'd never even heard of Paul Reed Smith at the time. I was selling a Gibson on Craigslist that was also a hand-me-down from my pops, and the guy that showed interest in it just wanted to trade. I had the intention of getting a Strat, but for those who don't know, a Fender Stratocaster is another guitar model. But he traded me for this, and I was like, cool, it was worth the trade. I was gonna sell this, and I just kept playing it and fell in love with this instrument. It's so nice. And what I've got it plugged into down here is it's plugged directly into, it's a mini wah pedal. I got the mini one because I wanted to fit it on this pedal board. I've got a hybrid JHS Boss distortion pedal called Angry Driver. I love the tone on this thing, and it's got a lot of versatility as well in its tone. And what this is, it's a Line 6 HX Effects stomp box. And what I wanted, the reason I zeroed in on this particular product is because I wanted something that would cover all the bases and just encapsulate like all the different effects, like delay, reverb, chorus, phaser, all that stuff, so that I don't have to think about going out and collecting pedals for years. I want to just be able to have pretty much all of it in one versatile unit. And what's so cool about this is not only does it fit that description, you can customize everything. Like every single one of these effects is customizable. And then when I hit this button, this is exiting out of this preset. And then I can go over here to another preset, and I've got a whole other spread of effects on here. What I tend to use on the live stream is this one, which has it's a compressor effect, which gives a nice boost of volume if I want it. Chorus, delay, overdrive, which is like a really light distortion, and they sound really good together as well. And then a reverb. And then right here is a looper. I don't use this too much on the live stream, but I should do it sometime. It does come with its own looper. All this is an expression pedal, and it hooks up to the HX effects, and you can assign whatever you want to it. Right now I have volume assigned to it, so it just serves as a volume pedal. And then this is plugged, it's feeding out right here, and then this plugs directly into the interface. And I'll show y'all on the computer what I've got set up for the guitar channel strip on here. So here's Logic. I'll expand this out for you a little bit. So with all that on the pedal board plugged directly into the computer, I've then got that going through a Paul Reed Smith amp emulator. And there was a time when I think digital, like you really couldn't substitute analog with digital because it just sounded too digitally and fake. But now things have gotten to the point where they're almost indistinguishable. And I could just mic up that amp, but this sounds so nice and I don't have to worry about amp placement or mic placement on the amp. I can just plug right in and it already sounds lovely. And then you've got all the same parameters you would on a tube amp, where you got your bass and middle and treble, volume, such and such, its own distortion. And beyond that, I've just got it running through a few basic things. This is a Slate Digital channel strip, so just some EQ and compression. There's really not much to it. Slate Digital is a company, they also make digital analog emulators. So all of these are made to resemble like an analog circuit board that you would plug directly into. It's meant to give like anything you're recording more of a warm tone instead of it being just like gritty and thin. So that's just like the EQ and compression on there. And then The last thing I've got on the guitar channel strip is some digital pedals, but these I just keep on. It's just stuff to keep, to keep on the channel strip. And there's some compression, a light chorus, and some reverb. And I really like this reverb pedal on here. It's technically a plugin, but plugins are basically pedals for the computer. And other than that, there's not too much else to it. Underneath, we got a little bit more hand percussion. Of course, some music books and a stack of papers. And every home studio needs its cable mess. So here it is, guys. Your cable mess. There it is. And of course, a little table of knick-knack paddywhacks. Every room needs it. That's a tour of the dojo, guys. Oh, before I go, this is a piece that was made for me by Mila, who some of y'all know in the chat from the live streams. She made this for me years ago, and it's faded from the original, but it's still just gorgeous. And it's the burning bush. It's a painting of the burning bush. How awesome is that? So this is the entry piece when you walk in. Thank you so much, Mila. I love this. I think that's it, guys. I think that's the dojo in a nutshell. It maybe is a large nutshell because we dove into some stuff, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank y'all for watching. Anybody who has, and anybody who's a part of the community, thank you for being a part of the community. It's incredible what God is doing. I see y'all talking to each other in the Discord and on the chat and being there for each other. Like, it really is incredible. So thank you. Thank all of you guys for being here. Any suggestions that you have, if there was anything that I maybe just grazed over in this video you'd like to know more about, feel free to let me know in the comments. Any suggestions for future content, behind the scenes type stuff, feel free to let me know. Like, share, and subscribe, all that beautiful stuff, and stay tuned for what the future has for us. It's amazing. Thank y'all again. I love you. Most importantly, Jesus loves you. And until next time.